Hello everyone, this is Robert from Book of Mormon Editions, where we discuss printings, publications, and various editions of the Book of Mormon. I'll get right into this episode as I'm excited to review a third-party, non-church edition of the Book of Mormon. This is the Book of Mormon, subtitled Earliest Text by Yale Press, edited by Royal Skousen. Royal Skousen is a professor at Brigham Young University in linguistics and known as a leading expert in textual history of the Book of Mormon. He is one of the very few who have been in contact with both the surviving original manuscript and printer's manuscript of the Book of Mormon. He has extensively researched both texts and cross-referenced these to printed editions of the Book of Mormon, starting with the 1830 edition and editions of both the Salt Lake and RLDS or Community of Christ editions. When I first announced this Book of Mormon video project, I was critically asked if I would review not only various printings, but quote-unquote changes that have happened over time. My answer is that I'm very aware of updates within the book text of the Book of Mormon. My wife and I have scripture study where we verbally read the current Salt Lake edition with other editions, and we've recorded and evaluated the differences. For a simple example, the Salt Lake editions of the Book of Mormon, printed after 1981, updated the word exceedingly, as it was printed exceeding in various previous editions. The RLDS version or Community of Christ versions began editing out "and it came to pass" from various verses of their authorized editions also. In fact, Joseph Smith made edits in the 1837 Kirtland edition. He also made edits in the 1941 edition. Historically, the Quorum of the 12 took the 1830 edition to England to reproduce and used this for their standard as they moved to the Salt Lake area, even when the RLDS group used the 1841 edition. So yes, there are additions and updates through the ages, and my evaluation is, first, I'm not a critic of it, and second, this has been discussed, critiqued, and evaluated ad nausea by others. One of the best resources of why edits happen is from this edition. So this is why we're reviewing this particular edition. Royal Skousen has gone through all available editions and cross-compared the text to review changes and how they came to pass. This volume has 45 pages of introduction that goes through historical background of the editions, the original printings, chapter breaks, spelling, etc. The volume of the Book of Mormon is printed in single column, novel form with phrase line breaks. In one of his lectures, Skousen stated that he liked this as it was not so tight to a double column and breaks with phrases, making it easier to read for him and those he got feedback from. Because of this spread out phrasing, the text ends at page 735 with a testimony of witnesses afterwards. The volume continues onward with 50 pages of appendix with a vast value of resources for understanding the texts and updates. Skousen describes various significant past editions of the Book of Mormon, both the Salt Lake path and the RLDS path. The appendix also lists a number of phrases that have differences between these editions. This alone is an amazing reference to evaluate where updates were made and why. So if you have this edition of the Book of Mormon, you'll use this as a reader edition and a reference guide for scripture study. I'm really impressed with this edition as it makes neither apologies nor assumptions on changes that have happened over the course of the printing history. Once again, I'm okay with updates to words in the Book of Mormon. The message is that Jesus is the Christ, and we can have a personal knowledge of it, no matter if a word is misspelled or changed in a previous edition. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to this series as I'll post other reviews of other editions in the Book of Mormon as we continue onward. If you have a specific or unique edition of the Book of Mormon that you would like reviewed, please contact me at bomeditions@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. Be safe and healthy.